Hey wild bears! It's Roots here, and I'm excited to share with you something that's really fun to create on your own and a great tool to use in your nature explorations to collect your observations. Any good naturalist, so a naturalist is a person that studies nature and pays attention to all the little changes in their environment, whether it's with the plants, the rocks, the animals. And so naturalists always use a nature journal, and that's what we're going to make today. We're going to make our very own nature journal and then hit the trails and observe what magic nature has for us that we can record in our nature journal. It's a really creative and fun and scientific tool to use with you and nature, and you can always share it with your friends and family and also save it to learn and remember some of your observations from the past. And the best part about this nature journal that I'm going to teach you to make is that almost all the materials I bet you already have in your own house. And some of them can even be recycled, so helping the earth out through that as well. So first, let's collect all of our stuff that we're going to need. We're going to need something to be our cover. And a few different things can work, like a piece of cardboard or a piece of construction paper if you already have it at the house. I'm going to use a cover from a cereal box. And I've cut up most of it, but I still need to cut off some of these sides. But the cover, either the back or the front, is a perfect size for your nature journal. Then you need pieces of paper to be your inside to collect all your observations on. So blank computer paper or even notebook paper, and you can even use recycled paper. Just make sure one side is blank and that all the blank sides are facing the same direction in your stack. And you probably want 5 to 10, depends, up to you, how many pieces of paper are going to work for you. You're going to want scissors. You're going to want colored pencils or crayons or markers, something to decorate with. And I also suggest for decoration, maybe you like collaging. I really like to. And that is a cool tool because you can use National Geographic's, other magazines or photos, and cut out cool pictures of animals, plants, the stars, mountains you want to climb, those sorts of things, and decorate your journal that way. And if you're going to do that, you're going to need a glue stick or some other tape or other glue to stick it all on top. Then we need a way to keep our journal all together. So if you have a hole punch, that will work great. A stapler can work great. And then you're going to need like string or yarn or something like that to tie it together. I'm going to use a pencil and this wire to poke holes into mine, and that will work great. So feel free, just like me, to pause at any moment, collect all your materials, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so I've cut the edges off of my cover, and I've got my inside pages ready to go. So to fold it in half, I'm going to just do it hamburger style. Make sure the edges line up. And then I'll do the same with my pages that are going to go inside. So just folding them in half. And then they're ready to go inside. Next, we need to create where they will stick together. So if you have a hole punch or stapler, go ahead and staple or hole punch all the way down. Probably only 2 or 3 times is enough. Or if you need to use a pencil or a wire, go ahead and do that. And then we'll tie little bows through the holes with our string or yarn. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll move right along. So now I have my nature journal all put together. It's like a beautiful little book. You can see I got my 3 pieces of string tied through. And now I'm ready to decorate, the best part. But first, I always love to put my name on the front of my journal so I know it's mine and I don't lose it. So I'll get a nice big marker, write my name, Roots, right on front. And now I'm ready to get artistic on my journal. So I'm going to use my colored pencils, go through my National Geographics, find good photos, cut them out, glue, draw on top, and then I'll be ready to hit the trails. So let's go ahead and decorate our journals, and then we'll get going. How's everybody's nature journal coming along? I'm pretty sure I finished mine. I'm pretty excited about what I found. I'd love to share it with you. I found some different photos, as well as just made it nice and colorful. First, on my cover, next to my name, I put a photo of a sunflower. These are some of my favorite flowers. They're in the Asteraceae family, and that is the most abundant flower family on the planet. So all these sunflowers everywhere, I love it because that means Earth is smiling at me through these beautiful sunflowers. At least that's what I always think of. Then I also really love geology, and I found this photo of calcite deposits that were found in a cave underground. All the different layers that you see that kind of look like little roses, those are formed from different changing water levels through thousands of years that change the calcite deposits and form that formation. Pretty magical if I say so. And then on my back cover, never forget to decorate the back, I found some mountains with a glacier that's carving them through. As well as a really cool, one of my favorite animals, a bat. And this species is a lesser long-nosed bat. And you can see it's flying up to that cactus in the middle of the night. So many cacti can't bloom in the hot desert sun during the day, so they bloom at night, meaning they need a nocturnal pollinator. So they're pretty grateful to have these bats that come along to drink their pollen. And the bats are grateful for their yummy nectar inside. Bats are also really cool because they eat a ton of bugs. And they're like a natural pest controller for us, so we don't have bugs flying around everywhere. Just a few of the many reasons bats are one of my favorite animals and incredibly important in the ecosystems that they live in. So, I'm pretty excited. I just made a fresh new nature journal and I'm ready to go hit the trails. First though, I need to clean up my mess. Alrighty, I'm all ready to go. I've got my nature journal and some binoculars to make observations of things farther away. So let's go ahead. Let's head out to Mud Lake and see what magic is out there waiting for us in nature. Come on. Such a beautiful spring day. And I think I'm going to start my afternoon of exploration with a sit spot. So a sit spot's my favorite thing to do, one of them at least. There's so many cool things to do out in nature. But basically, you can do it anywhere, as long as you're outside, so in your backyard. And it's easy to do by yourself. You just go find a nice spot in nature to sit down for a while and make observations about what's happening around you and just enjoy that time with just you and your magical friend, nature. So I'm looking here. This looks like a nice field. I can see the beautiful clouds and the blue sky, mountains in the distance. I think maybe I can find a nice stump or a smooth rock or a tree to use as a backrest for my sit spot here. Find nice, dry, soft ground. Something like that. What kind of place would you want to find a sit spot? Well, I think I found my sit spot. What do you think? It's quite beautiful. I can see the beautiful clouds, mountains in this distance, and just this nice open space with tons of pines and other trees surrounding me. So, what I'm going to do is quiet my mouth, open my eyes like an eagle, looking out at my whole environment, perking my ears like a coyote to hear the smallest of sounds that might be happening. Use my hands to feel the textures of what's around me, right next to me without having to move. Checking in with my heart. How does spending time out here in nature make me feel? And I'm going to think about all those different things. Try to see how many colors and shapes I might be able to see with my eyes. Count the different types of sounds I'm hearing. Describe the textures. Is something pokey or smooth? Rough or rigid? Crunchy? All those sorts of things I'm going to think about while I just sit here for a moment and enjoy the magic of where I am. And I invite you to do this too. I like to do it as any time I'm outside. It's one of my favorite things to do. Let's just enjoy for a moment, shall we? I really enjoyed that sit spot. I hope you are enjoying yours too.
What I like to do once I'm done just sitting and observing quietly, not moving, not making any noise, is to take out my nature journal and then open up to a page and start to write down some of my observations. So let's do that now. I'm going to take a few minutes I feel like I might be inspired to write a poem right now. So we're going to take some time drawing, sketching, writing, anything that inspired us during our sit spot and put that in our nature journal. That sit spot was so great. It inspired me to keep exploring this incredible forest and look for more of nature's magic. And right here, down on the forest floor, is sometimes a spot we forget to look for cool little things going on. But I have found one of my favorite living things growing on this incredible rock right here. What do you guys think I might be talking about? That green crusty stuff. Anyone know what that's called? It's a species of lichen. Now this particular kind, see how crusty it is and the fact that it's growing on rocks? That lets me know that I know it's a species of crustose lichen. And lichen is quite incredible. Anywhere it grows, I always remember to take a few extra deep breaths. Lichen is an air quality indicator. So what that means is if you see it growing in an area, that's an indicator of how healthy and clean the air is. So definitely grateful to live in an area with such abundant species of lichen growing on the rocks and the trees. Another part about lichen's life that makes it so magical is that even though it is one living thing, inside of it there are two types of organisms hard at work making sure it thrives and survives. It's in a symbiotic relationship with itself. So when things are in a symbiotic relationship, that means they will rely on each other to survive. And this is a mutually beneficial symbiotic relationship. They're partners. Inside lichen, there are two things helping each other survive: the fungus part and the algae part. So fungus, like mushrooms, are decomposers and break down whatever they're growing on. And algae is a type of plant, so it eats sunlight to survive and has green pigment chlorophyll. So I'd love to share a little story about the two parts of lichen: Freddie fungi and Alice algae. Now Freddie loves to build. He's a carpenter. So the fungus part, or Freddie, is always finding the lichen a place to live, just like this little rock, and finds the best home with the best sunlight or nutrients to feed off of. And then Alice algae is a great cook. So she, with her chlorophyll, absorbs sunlight and turns it into the best meals or best nutrients for the overall lichen to survive with. I'd say that's a pretty magical partnership, wouldn't you?
What a great day. That was so much fun, and I feel like I really gained something by being out there just sitting quietly, making observations, and finding that lichen. In fact, I think I gotta finish my nature journal on that lichen. So I'm gonna go inside and finish that up. Hope you guys have fun out there exploring nature as well. Take care.
Wild bear, wild bear, wild bear, wild bear. Learn about the birds and the dragonflies. Reach like a tree, way up to the sky. Tracks and scat, salamander too. The earth is good and good for you. Wild bear nature, see the forest through the trees. I love